Monumental Moments, where we live to multiply His movement. I'm Melissa Machenbacher, and this is a place we passionately pursue and proclaim Jesus. Today's monumental moment on the Fuel for the Harvest podcast is titled Missing Persons Report. Well, when my children were really young, I did everything that I could to never let them out of my sight in public. It was a little more challenging with my son than it was with my girls, but I vividly remember one weekday afternoon in March that gripped my heart with fear. It was as if the world had stopped in a department store at a shopping mall in mid-Michigan. I had bundled up the three kids to meet my parents, who had always made it a fun annual tradition to buy the grandkids new Easter attire. We looked forward to this memory every single year and all the Easter photos that accompanied it. Well, that year was a little different, and it was overshadowed with fear, desperation, and panic. While all three of us adults were taking turns watching the kids and shopping for the perfect dapper suit and lacy dresses, my son disappeared in an instant. I was frantic. I started screaming his name and getting the whole store's attention. Every added second, honestly, it felt like an eternity without seeing him. Thinking it was a fun game of hide and seek that he forgot to mention to me and to his family that he started on his own, he came out of those circular clothes racks with the biggest grin on his face. Hours later, I was still traumatized by that moment. I was even found yelling my baby girl's name when I didn't see her in the stroller, only for my mom to point out to me that she was in my arms and on my hip. Years later, I can still feel that moment in my heart. I think that we've all had moments where we've lost sight of someone or even something that is so precious to us. Do we know that gripping, all-consuming feeling that can overtake our heart and our mind? Have we ever considered we may have lost sight of Jesus? Mary and Joseph sure did. They lost sight of Jesus for days, and it marked them. Join me, if you will, on this journey through Luke 2:41 through 52. It says this: Now his parents went to Jerusalem every year at the feast of the Passover. And when he was 12 years old, they went up according to custom. And when the feast was ended, as they were returning, the boy Jesus stayed behind in Jerusalem. His parents did not know it, but supposing him to be in the group, they went a day's journey. But then they began to search for him among their relatives and acquaintances. And when they did not find him, they returned to Jerusalem searching for him. After 3 days, they found him in the temple, sitting among the teachers, listening to them and asking them questions. And all who heard him were amazed at his understanding and his answers. And when his parents saw him, they were astonished. And his mother said to him, Son, why have you treated us so? Behold, your father and I have been searching for you in great distress. And he said to them, Why were you looking for me? Did you not know that I must be in my father's house? And they did not understand the saying that he spoke to them. And he went down with them and came to Nazareth and was submissive to them. And his mother treasured up all these things in her heart. And Jesus increased in wisdom and in stature and in favor with God and man. Mary and Joseph left Jerusalem to head back and assume that Jesus was with them amongst their group and with the large crowd and with the family and acquaintances. After a day of not seeing Jesus, Mary and Joseph searched diligently amongst the family and friends. When they did not find Jesus, they stopped, did a 180, turned around and went back to where they last saw him. The Bible says that after 3 days, they found Jesus in the temple. Have you been on a mission all your own and left Jesus? There have been many times that I have. Is your heart desperate to find him again? We can dangerously assume that we're walking with Jesus, and before we know it, days have gone by as we continue on our own mission and journey without him. Take a moment to pause and pray right now. Ask the Father if he would graciously reveal his presence and lead you further still. Let's not go another day or another moment without him. How can you make monumental moments and live to multiply his movement today?